Salete omnes. Today we will be learning from chapter 16 of Wheelock, which includes third declension adjectives. As of now, we've only been introduced to first and second declension adjectives. These adjectives follow the declension of first and second declension nouns. Despite the fact that they are first and second declension adjectives, they can be used to describe third declension nouns. An example of this can be seen in the masculine declension of amor veris on your screen. However, just like in the first and second declensions, the third declension has adjectives. They decline just like third declension nouns, except one crucial aspect. All third declension adjectives decline just like neuter I-stem nouns, regardless of their gender, except, of course, in the nominative and accusative singular. Plural, I mean. This means that the masculine, feminine, and neuter genders, the ablative singular is a long I, and the genitive plural is IUM. You can see an example of this with the phrase rex fortis on your screen. The differences from a regular third declension noun are bolded. Neuter third declension adjectives also decline like third declension I-stem nouns in the neuter. Long I in the ablative singular, IA in the nominative and accusative plural, and IUM in the genitive plural. An example of a third declension adjective with a third declension noun can be seen on your screen with the example of corpus fortis. The difference between the noun and the adjective are bolded. All first-second declension adjectives are three termination, meaning they have three different endings in the masculine, feminine, and neuter. Some third declension adjectives also follow this paradigm, as in the example of acer, acris, acri. However, as you will note, after the nominative singular, the masculine and feminine are exactly the same in both the singular and plural. Adjectives in the third declension can also be two termination. This means the nominative is the same for the masculine and feminine, but different in the neuter. However, all of the forms are the same for masculine and feminine. An example of this is the adjective fortis forte, where fortis is the masculine nominative singular and the feminine nominative singular, and forte is the neuter singular. As with three termination adjectives, the masculine feminine plural differs from the neuter plural in the nominative and accusative singular. Finally, third declension adjectives can also be one termination. This means the nominative singular is the same for all three genders. However, as with all other terminations, the nominative and accusative neuter plural are IA instead of A. There are many different uses of the adjective. We've only gone over a few. The attributive adjective is just an adjective describing a noun, as in the example, vir fortis, the brave man. There is also the predicate adjective, where the noun and adjective are separated by a form of the verb sum, to be, as in the example, viri sunt fortes, the men are brave. There is also the substantive, which I have mentioned before. This is an adjective being used in place of a noun, as in the example of fortuna fortes adiuvat, fortune favors the bold, with fortes, the bold, being used as a substantive. The final use of an adjective is the objective complement, which describes the result of the action of the verb on an object. An example of this is the sentence virtus fecit viros fortes. Virtue made the men strong. The passage from this chapter was written by the Roman satirist Juvenal. Decimus Junius Juvenalis was a writer between the late 1st and early 2nd centuries AD. He was most well known for his satires, which are a vital source of information for the study of ancient Rome for a vast majority of perspectives. However, the comic tone of his writing makes it hard to consider what he says to be a true fact about daily life. That's it for this chapter. Be sure to start working on your worksheet. Salete omnes.